up, VC? What's going on? Greetings, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. This music's a little loud, I think. I should probably turn it down. Amateurs. We got Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas playing behind us tonight. I know by the looks of this, it looks like we're going to be talking about a lot of Christmas music, but I swear we're not. I'm not going to show one Christmas record, okay? I know a lot of people are probably sick of Christmas music by now, considering it's been playing since, what, Black Friday, everywhere you go. I'm a Christmas music dork, as you can see behind me. I love it. My daughter pretty much wanted to start listening to it before Halloween, which I didn't, but I was listening to it before Thanksgiving. So I did want to show off this little Christmas ornament, though. I figured, oops, there we go. I didn't practice this very well, but I figured you guys would like to see this cool little Hallmark ornament. It came out a few years ago. And it does play, like if you... Cool, huh? And it has other records here behind it. And I'm not going to bore you with changing them, but you can change them. They come off and you can put other Christmas tunes on. So you can probably get them on eBay or Amazon, probably, who knows. Anyway, not trying to sell Christmas ornaments here. What I wanted to do, this is probably going to be my last video of the year. And I just kind of wanted to show the last pile of things that I picked up that I've been trying to show since the summer. I know I took a huge break, so I didn't get to really show a lot of stuff this year. But I do have some kind of cool things here that I picked up that I'm happy to have in the collection. So we will start with one that just came out. It's a 90s record, but they just released it this year. And I have to thank Ryan Garrett. If you guys don't check out Ryan's channel. I believe it's just Ryan Garrett, his channel name. But I'm friends with Ryan on Facebook, and he posted that Better Than Ezra Deluxe was going to be coming out this year, and they were doing like a pre-order thing on Pledge Music for this, and it was pricey, but I needed this in the collection. This was a classic for me growing up. I mean, let's see, this came out in '95. So it came out when I was in college. And yeah, I absolutely played that all the time. But I actually have a little Better Than Ezra story. I had a date one night. And I was meeting this girl at a show, and it was Better Than Ezra, and I'm trying to remember who else played that night. I don't remember. It was like Vertical Horizon or Guster or Train or something. I don't really remember. I think it was Guster. Whatever. Might have been whatever. So I go on this date. I meet this girl at the venue, at the show, and yeah, that's kind of nice, right? Going on a first date and we meet. Like, I didn't even pick her up. anyway, we meet at the show. We were having fun. Long story short, she ends up hanging out with the band at the end of the night, and I went home. So I think she hooked up with the lead singer. But yeah, that was my Better Than Ezra story. I got left for the band. She probably made a better choice. Okay, so next one. This one, very, very, very hard to find. Steve Young, Rock Salt and Nails. Anybody that is not familiar with us, singer-songwriter, very, very folky. Some of his vocal kind of lends, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Willie Nelson a little bit, some of the vocal. I was very, very, very excited to find this. I've never seen this before. I actually learned about this from watching videos or on Facebook. Somebody from the vinyl community showed this. They explained it much better than me because I'm not good at explaining records. I just have a channel about it. So, but I found out that it was very hard to get. It looked really interesting when I first saw it. Let me show the label. And then whoever it was said how hard it was to find, and that if you ever see it, you need to grab it. So I saw it, and it was only $15. Every seam is taped. I mean, the jacket was completely torn apart. The record plays better than it looks. It does have blemishes, but I'll tell you, it's fantastic, and I'm glad to have it, and maybe I'll find an upgrade copy, but I was very, very, very excited to put that into my collection. So thank you, whoever it was that showed it in the VC. I appreciate that. These next two I'm going to show together because I bought them together, and it's the New York Dolls. Some glam. They're very hard to find around here. Never see the New York Dolls on vinyl. They're not original, but they're early reissues. I think this is like a 74 reissue. I can show off the. It's like a 74 or a 76, something like that. But it's still in the shrink. Really nice shape. And I got them for what I thought was decent. I paid, I believe, $10 a piece for them. So I was really excited to pick them up. This next one is a copy of the Sid and Nancy soundtrack. And I never really see this either. And the reason why I picked it up is that it has the Pogues. They have the song Haunted on here. And at the time when I picked this up, I did not have, oh God, I can't remember what record Haunted is on. But I have eventually found an original copy of the record by the Pogues that has Haunted on it. But I love the song Haunted. But this also has Joe Strummer on here. The Circle Jerks are on here. So I was happy to put that into the collection. Let's see here. This next one. But whenever I find originals of Tom Waits, I'm going to pick them up. I found it at a shop. It's in beautiful, beautiful shape. Small change. I mean, it's pristine. And it was inexpensive. I remember I paid less than $20 for it. I think I paid like $16 or something for this. And I mean, it's fantastic. It has one of my favorite Tom songs on there, Tom Trobert's Blues. You know, Waltz and Matilda. I can't get enough of that song. But the thing with this record, I had an original of this years and years ago, right? When I was working at Bull Moose. And one of my good buddies, who I haven't seen in a long time now, but at the time when we worked together, and this was his favorite Tom Waits record, and I had it, and I was like, dude, just take my copy, you know, like, you love this record, like, I love it, but I know it's your favorite Tom Waits record, I'm gonna give it to you, here, man, just take it. This was probably about, I don't know, probably 8 years ago. I'm like, I'll just pick up another one when I see it. It took me about 8 years. I haven't found one. Like, this whole vinyl resurgence You know, people want Tom Waits. And I gave up a record that was pretty impossible to find again. So I hope Ben enjoyed it, or enjoys it still. But I was very excited to finally get that one back into my collection. This next one is a record that I've been looking for a long time. And I'd actually mentioned it probably about a year or so ago that this is one of my most wanted records. And somebody out there, and I don't remember, the person is somebody that doesn't make videos, but he commented on my video, and I don't remember his name. It was like the first time he ever commented, but I had mentioned that I wanted a copy of The Lowest of the Low, Shakespeare My Butt. And the person was like, oh, you can go to blah, 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 and get it online from, it was, I'm not going to remember. I bought it so long ago. Some kind of Canadian web store. Maple Music, I think it was called. Maple Music, that sounds right. Does that sound right? Canadians? Talked about the Canadians in my last video. What's going on? I don't know. So anyway, this is a Canadian folk rock, kind of jammy, from the early 90s. I discovered it through a friend who was my high school buddy, my high school friend Mike Curran, and he went to RPI for college in Troy, New York, and one of his friends in his like fraternity or something was from Buffalo. Buffalo is not far from Canada. Well, his friend from Buffalo introduced Mike and myself to a ton of cool Canadian stuff that was not mainstream, like indie stuff and Lowest of the Low, Tragically Hip, the Bare Naked Ladies. I mean, you gotta remember, yeah, I'm saying Bare Naked Ladies. This is before Bare Naked Ladies were big. You know, it's like when Gordon was out, and before they got popular. And man, that kid knew his music, man. And this record, Lowest of the Low, I'm telling you, if you ever see it, it is incredible. I love this record. Like I said, 90s folk rock. Another 90s. Here's I was very excited to find an original Hoody Fairweather Johnson, Hootie and the Blowfish. You just don't see this original 90s. I don't think they actually ever reissued this. But this is Hoody's second record, which, you know, wasn't as big as the first one, but what was. And they're going back on tour this summer. I can't wait. I want to go see it with Bare Naked Ladies. So I'm hoping to get some tickets for that. And hopefully it won't sell out. Here is a really cool find that I picked up for $2.50 at a flea market over the summer when I was, like every weekend I would go to a flea market, get up bright and early, and sometimes I scored and sometimes I didn't. And this day I did. I'm going through like this bin and it's all just regular common records, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden I see a copy of Sgt. Pepper's. But can you guys see that? That gloss? It's UK. Parlophone for $2.50. Listen, I mean, it's creaking as I open it. It's awesome. It sounds wonderful. Let me show the label here. I could not believe my eyes. I was like shaking when I saw this. It's in good shape. It does have a slight warp to it. Does not affect play at all. Very slight. But for $2.50, I will take it. My music stopped already? Really? After 14 minutes? the hell is going on? Emmett, come on. Let me show a few more. This next one, as you guys know, Jason Isbell has been high on my listening to list this year. And I know I've told you before that I wasn't a DriveBy Truckers fan. I ended up buying a DriveBy Truckers record. This is Decoration Day. This is when Isbell was still in the band. So, there's Jason. A chubby Jason Isbell. But yeah, he does 2 songs. I mean, he plays on the record, but he wrote 2 songs, sings those 2 songs. He sings Decoration Day and the song Outfit, which is incredible. Gorgeous song. It's on New West. Cool label with the blue star. But yeah, so early Truckers with Isbell needed that to try and complete all the Isbell stuff that I've been looking for. I went to a show with Jonathan from Cheap and Cheerful, the Cheap and Cheerful Record Collector. During the fall, maybe? It could have been the summer. Actually, I think it was the fall, because I remember drinking a chai at the coffee shop next to the place. And I wouldn't have got a chai if it wasn't the fall. I would have got a regular coffee if it was the summer. So yeah, it was the fall. I could tell by what I drink. But yeah, I found a copy of the Pogues, Forever Was This For Me. This was their first record. This is when they're hungry. Look at them. Look at those. Look at Shane. Come on. Love these guys. Some great Irish punk here. One of my favorite records by them. This and Rum, Sodomy, and the Lash, I would say, are my 2 favorites by them. So if you're not familiar, they are in your face on this record. It is intense. So yeah, great Irish punk. This next one, I can't say a lot about it. It's my first Kate Bush record, The Dreaming. I found it at an antique shop for $6, and I could not leave that there. There's just too much hype on Kate Bush in the vinyl community. When I worked at Bull Moose, there was a few customers that just loved her. So I needed to finally dig in and see what all the hype is about. I spun this, it blew me away. First listen, I like Bjork. Reminded me of Bjork, but you know, this came out way earlier. She, I don't, I don't even know how to describe it. Electronic, but I'm not an electronic fan. I don't like electronic music, but this is done well. And I know that she pretty much has created, you know, she was before her time with this. So sorry about that glare. But this is in great shape. I will be searching out more Kate Bush records, because if they're anything as good as this, then I can't wait to dig in. Let's see, I found an original Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue. I found this. If you can see, somebody wrote on the shrink $3. It was at a antique shop. And I'm looking for the price tag all over the damn thing. And I see that they wrote on it. And I was like, oh. And then it's just like on the shrink. I think it will like just like come right off. But I don't even know if it's indented. It's probably indented on the thing. But $3 for Dr. Feelgood. Talk about my childhood right there. So pretty excited to score some Motley Crue. This one here, Beck, Sea Changes. I haven't spun it too much yet. What I have heard I really liked. I probably spun it twice. But I found it at Bull Moose. See, one of the locations at Bull Moose gets more vinyl than the other locations. It's kind of like their hub. And so sometimes, I think I mentioned this on the last, or one of my videos, is that they'll mark down titles faster and more aggressive. So they marked this one down 75% off. I paid $6 for sea changes. And I know this is a favorite in the VC. You guys show it all the time. I'm not a huge Beck fan, to be quite honest. But then once I kind of checked that one out online, just because there's so many people showing it, and I really enjoyed it. More folky, more acoustic, and that's, you know, my thing. So the last one I want to show is a band, I believe, from Colorado, called Elephant Revival. And this came out, I believe, in 2016. And, you know, some folk, acoustic, folk. There's a picture of the band on here. It's male and female vocal. Some of it kind of sounds Celtic to me. Some of it kind of sounds... some of the rhythm guitar on it reminds me of like Dave Matthews. So it kind of has like a little bit of a jam kind of sound. But if you like, you know, modern indie folk, check these guys out. If you like Head in the Heart, Blind Pilot, any of those kinds of bands, I would definitely seek it out. Really cool. Elephant Revival. And then I think that's it, guys. Kind of 21 minutes, not that bad for me. So I just wanted to say Merry Christmas again. Happy holidays to everybody. I'm hoping for next year to actually make some videos with substance, with meanings, instead of just showing finds. I'm kind of getting bored of just showing finds videos. My whole intention of making videos before I started in the VC was to be different and talk about subject matter. And I've kind of chickened out, I think, and become lazy. I think it's more of a laziness thing. So I'm hoping to maybe make some better videos next year. It's my New Year's resolution is to make better videos. I want to buy less records, better records, but less of them. Yeah. Quality over quantity. So anyway, thanks for watching, and cheers.